Alors, on reste sur la tech compagnie, la software compagnie plutôt, et quel écosystème pour Stellantis qui voilà, se bat pour être une software compagnie. J'ai le plaisir de vous accueillir, Christophe Rauturier, bonjour. Vous êtes Software Global Operation and Customer Support. Vous travaillez avec Yves Bonnefond, évidemment, qu'on a tout à l'heure écouté ici sur le plateau, chez Stellantis. Alors, avant qu'on rentre dans le détail de ces deux partenariats très importants pour vous, j'aimerais juste qu'on essaye un peu ensemble de faire le tour de cette voilà, écosystème aujourd'hui. Qu'est-ce que c'est l'écosystème de Stellantis ?
Bonjour Marion déjà, et puis ravi de cette matinée consacrée à la software compagnie. La création d'écosystèmes autour du software, elle est fondamentale pour Stellantis, tout simplement pour se donner les moyens de nos ambitions. Vous avez vu les chiffres annoncés par Yves, vous avez vu quelques délais aussi, et je pense que l'ambition très forte, elle est surtout sur les délais. On doit sortir pour 2024 ces plateformes logicielles. On a parlé de véhicules autonomes, mais on a aussi une plateforme logicielle, j'ai envie de dire, qui serait l'OS un peu uniformisé de la voiture. Et puis on va en reparler avec les partenariats, tout ce qui est cockpit. Pour se donner les moyens de notre ambition en termes de délai, il faut s'associer avec ce qui se fait de mieux sur la planète digitale. Donc en l'occurrence, on va parler d'Amazon, de Foxconn, mais il y a d'autres partenariats qui ont été annoncés par le groupe. C'est tout simplement travailler notre capacité de production logicielle en travaillant avec ces sociétés qui ont des pools de talents logiciels rodés à la transformation des industries.
Alors, on va commencer avec AWS et l'interview que j'ai réalisée il y a quelques jours, justement, de Özgur Tohumshu, qui travaille pour AWS sur la division globale automotive. On va l'écouter, ça dure à peu près 10 minutes, vous le verrez, mais on est rentré dans le détail avec Özgur Tohumshu sur, justement, ce partenariat Stellantis-AWS. On l'écoute.
Stellantis and AWS are now partners, and we're going to have a short talk with Özgur Tohumshu, Managing Director, Automotive EMEA at AWS. Hello.
Hi, great to be here. Thank you very much. Looking forward to this.
Thank you for being with us. Maybe I should let you introduce yourself a little bit.
Sure. Basically, I'm responsible for our automotive business in EMEA, which includes major automotive OEMs and tier ones that have significant operations in EMEA, and Stellantis is one of them that I work very closely day to day.
So, how are AWS and Stellantis going to change mobility in the future through this partnership?
Absolutely, the partnership has been a very transformational partnership for the whole auto industry, and I'll talk a little bit about that. I think it's basically proved that two very innovative, forward-looking companies, very large companies, great brands can come together and create this mega partnership that has a joint vision for the future. Probably best to go into like very concretely what are the elements of this partnership. The partnership is actually organized around 4 areas. The first area is around building software by Amazon to be incorporated into the smart cockpit that Stellantis already uses today. So we have over the years built a number of technologies and services around Alexa, Kindle, Fire TV. And with AWS, we have helped thousands of companies transform themselves and their industries. As part of this partnership, the first pillar is going to be building custom-built software for automotive that's going to integrate with the smart cockpit of Stellantis, which will transform in-vehicle experience. So that's the first pillar. And we'll talk a little bit about like how does this deliver benefits and value to the actual drivers, passengers, and the customers of Stellantis themselves. The second area is going to be around working with Stellantis again, helping them accelerate product design, development, and validation life cycles. One of the common challenges in the auto industry is the product life cycle is 3, 4, 5 years. So basically, for the new models that are going to be in the market, the decisions that are being made today are typically going into market in 3, 4, 5 years down the road. So we will be working with Stellantis and build what we call as a virtual development engineering workbench, which will significantly improve these timelines and time to market. And we can dive into more details around that. The third pillar is going to be around building a data mesh, basically the next generation data architecture, which will bring in data from different sources that sit in very different data sources across Stellantis, and will allow engineers and business owners to be able to make analytical decisions based on data that's sitting in different sources. Again, this is going to have a lot of impact on the quality of data, decision making, and use of data that today sits in different silos. The fourth pillar I would like to highlight is very much driven by our belief in building a sustainable innovation culture for Stellantis as well, where we will be working with the Stellantis teams to actually train about 5,000 software engineers by 2024. Again, we are firm believers in becoming self-sufficient, sustainable innovation partners. And then this is actually one of our ways to reskill and upskill the Stellantis teams to be able to continue to innovate for the years to come and become a leader in this new automotive, software-driven automotive world, I would say.
And what are the benefits for the customers?
So if I look at the customers of Stellantis, again, there are very different personas. Stellantis today operates in many different geographies and many different brands of vehicles. But if I come up with a common denominator, the one benefit I would think about immediately is around convenience and giving time back to drivers and passengers in the vehicles. By curating a number of connected services that are available for drivers, passengers in the vehicle, that could range from Alexa-enabled voice assistance, predictive maintenance, integration to your home services and home appliances. If you think about a connected experience for the passengers and occupants in the vehicle, and also very much personalized for each of the occupants in the vehicle, that's going to eventually give time back and create a lot of convenience for the passengers and the drivers in the vehicle. The second element I would like to highlight is going to be around safety. Again, a lot of the features that we will be working with Stellantis are very much related to safety, all the way from accident management and other connected type of services. We will be able to implement safety-related features in the vehicle as well. These are some of the things that come to my mind right off the bat. The time to market element is important. Today, again, you buy a vehicle, the connected experience is starting to emerge, but it's still not holistic. And it's not long-term. What I mean by that is your car gets very much outdated after a couple of years. The lifetime value of your vehicle drops. By implementing over-the-air updates, keeping your vehicle software up to date, we also intend to achieve a much longer lifetime value for the vehicle and a more personalized experience between the vehicle and the driver and the passengers for the years to come. So that's another benefit. That's another benefit that we will be delivered to Stellantis' customers.
And regarding the collaboration between Stellantis and AWS, how does it work and how do you get there?
How does it work? It's a great question, and probably the best way to start is it works. It started by a joint vision, I would say, a joint vision about the future, we're strong believers in sustainable mobility, and we want to work with OEMs and customers who actually want to build the future together with us. So by starting from that common vision has been extremely important for us. And towards that, how does it work? I think as simple as it sounds, I think it's where we start. Working together is extremely important. Since the agreement has been signed, the teams have been in the 4 pillars that I mentioned early on. The teams have already mobilized and are working together on these 4 pillars already. And the general culture and the way of working is definitely like one team. The typical supplier customer type of relationship you may see in some of these agreements or some of these partnership announcements is definitely not there. It's definitely a one team approach. What is important is defining short-term goals, because it is a mega partnership. A lot of targets that we have for 2024. We want this software that will be part of the Stellantis cockpit to be already available in 2024 in millions of vehicles. We would like to be able to train the 5,000 engineers I was talking about by 2024. A lot of long-term targets, but it's equally important also to create short-term successes and short-term milestones. That's why we already started with a number of hackathons. Hackathons are great because it's essentially, what is a hackathon? You basically start with a purpose on a Monday. You give the teams 5 days, and then you want them to be able to create something very concrete at the end of those 5 days. And when teams are pressed to actually create something concrete in such a short period of time, it unleashes a level of innovation and almost, I would say, a level of risk-taking and experimentation that may not be very common in the automotive industry today. So by going through these hackathons that we already started with the Stellantis teams, it builds confidence. It builds confidence in the team's functional and technical capabilities, that they can, given the resources and the time, they can actually create and innovate in very short periods of time and create something extremely concrete and having customer value. So hackathons are a great tool to actually build early confidence in the teams. And then the other tool we're using is, it is a big change management. Ultimately, it's a culture change. It's widely recognized by Stellantis as well. They have a passion and a vision to move from a traditional automaker to become a global leader in software-driven vehicle development and technology. That's a pretty big shift. And that shift is not just a technology shift, it's quite a seismic shift when it comes to culture and people. So it requires very close change management. We have a tool called Awesome Days. Essentially, we bring Stellantis team together. We're going to start doing this in June already. We have several sessions planned with hundreds of people across Stellantis attending. And then we essentially show them what's possible with the tools that are at their disposal now, what's possible and what they can achieve. So it's essentially starting with a common vision, working together as one team, having long-term goals in our minds, but at the same time defining short-term objectives, and in the meantime making sure that we get people's basically roll up their sleeves and start using the tools, so they get comfortable, they build confidence that they could manage through this transformation and become that global leader that they aspire to be. So it's been a great start to the project.
And as a conclusion, what would you say is your shared vision of this collaboration?
Our shared vision is essentially like when we set out to do in the early days with the CEO to CEO level alignment. We see the opportunity to work with Stellantis as that will help and enable and empower the next generation of mobility. We clearly see this as a partnership with Stellantis, but we truly believe when both companies can prove that we are able to achieve this, it's also going to have a profound effect across the whole ecosystem in the automotive industry. So it's not just going to be two companies creating something amazing, but it's also going to become almost like a recipe for success for the rest of the automotive industry. We believe the technology innovations developed together will drive the next era of connected mobility, the software-defined vehicle experience, and we will make significant improvements to the vehicle development lifecycle, which is super essential for the future of the automotive industry. This joint cycle of innovation, we expect that we will also experiment and innovate in many other areas. Like I said, I think in the initial partnership, there's a certain scope, but I trust that as we build confidence in our capabilities to achieve what we set out to achieve, we will continue to innovate in many other areas. So we're grateful and we welcome the opportunity to continue working with Stellantis and help them on their journey to move from a traditional automaker to be a global leader in software-driven engineering, delivering superior customer experiences to its users across many geographies, across many brands. It's such a amazing partnership. Yes, so we're very grateful for that.
Thank you so much, Özgür, for having shared your vision and about this collaboration between Stalantis and AWS. Thank you.
Voilà, on a pris le temps avec Özgür Tomshoud d'AWS.
Mais ça valait le coup, je pense.
Voilà, j'espère que l'audience aura apprécié. Mais on a pris le temps avec lui pour parler justement effectivement des fruits de ce partenariat qui, on le comprend bien, n'intéresse pas seulement Stellantis, mais évidemment aussi Amazon. Là, on revient rapidement pour faire le wrap-up tous les deux. Il s'agit du Smart Cockpit, c'est ça, du cockpit en
Tout à fait. Alors là, on est au cœur de la voiture. Pour faire le lien avec Amazon, un cockpit de véhicule, c'est un endroit où il y a pas mal de devices finalement. Il y a des écrans, de plus en plus d'écrans. Il y a ce qui peut se passer sur le pare-brise, sur les vitres. Il y a toutes ces surfaces physiques sur lesquelles on exploite peu encore leur capacité sensorielle, tactile. Donc on est clairement dans le terrain de jeu d'Amazon qui a mis du logiciel dans des produits du quotidien, dans des produits de consumer électronique. Özgür citait Alexa, bien sûr, citait Fire TV, la Kindle. Et puis on a aussi le cloud. Amazon, leader incontesté du cloud et qui a permis la transformation de pas mal d'entreprises, l'émergence de nouveaux business appliqués à l'automobile. On l'a vu, ça va nous permettre aussi de nous attaquer au processus de conception. Il y a un point sur lequel, moi je vais revenir sur un point un peu de conclusion, parce que finalement tout démarre par une vision partagée, et pas n'importe quelle vision, une vision de la finalité à laquelle le logiciel va contribuer. Je pense que Yves l'a très clairement illustré avec ce qui se passe dans une Formule 1 électrique. Quand on gagne, c'est le logiciel qui est là pour aller chercher la meilleure efficacité énergétique. Et donc ce partenariat il s'est construit autour de cette vision de ce que doit être la mobilité durable et comment l'automobile doit se réinventer, à tel point, là aussi Yves l'a évoqué, qu'à partir de 2023, Amazon sera le premier client professionnel d'une flotte de RAM ProMaster. Donc là, RAM, c'est une des marques pas connues en Europe, mais très connues aux États-Unis. On fait des fourgons, et là, on est sur le fourgon tout électrique qui va permettre à Amazon d'avoir un dernier kilomètre durable.
Amazon qui, effectivement, aujourd'hui, comme vous le savez sans doute, même construit ses propres bateaux, fait naviguer ses propres bateaux pour assurer sa logistique propriétaire. Vous allez un cran plus loin dans la softwareisation de Stellantis. vous avez annoncé une joint venture avec Foxconn. On va regarder, alors elle est plus courte cette vidéo, une vidéo de Calvin Chih qui est le CEO de la GV Mobile Drive, donc qui donne naissance justement à cette joint venture entre votre groupe et Foxconn. On écoute tout de suite et on en parle après.
So let's talk about the joint venture between Stellantis and Foxconn. And I'm honored to be with Calvin Chih, CEO of Mobile Drive Technology, joint venture of Foxconn Mobile and Stellantis. That's exactly what we're going to discuss. Hi, Calvin Chih.
Hi, Marion.
Can you introduce yourself a little bit more, please?
This is Calvin Chih. I was responsible for mobile phone business in Foxconn for 20 years, and I found Mobile Drive 2 years ago, and I'm now acting CEO of Mobile Drive.
So, as I said previously, you created a venture with Stellantis. Why did you create that Mobile Drive joint venture with Stellantis?
As a veteran in communication technology, I have seen the development and the change of consumer electronics and the needs of transformation taking place in automotive industry, which is why we create Mobile Drive. I have seen a similar transformation from feature phone to smartphone, which not only change how people use their mobile phone, but also deeply make the mobile internet industry so influential as today. At the end of last year, Mobile Drive became a 50-50 joint venture of Foxconn and Stellantis. Both parties share the same ambition and the goal of delivering the cutting-edge infotainment, telematics, and cloud service platform, together with high-performance hardware and software to the market. And this excellent joint venture has combined Foxconn's extensive knowledge of software, hardware integration experience, ICT expertise, with Stellantis' global vehicle design and engineering know-how. A smart copy will be the center of automobile digitalization evolution. I believe our smart copy solution will help occupants to seamlessly migrate between mobile phone-centric lifestyle and the automobile lifestyle.
What will Foxconn contribute in terms of technology?
Echoing today's theme, digitalization is indeed an inevitable trend nowadays across all business sectors. In recent years, we acknowledge that electronic and electrical architecture innovation gradually be more influential in automotive industry and the entire ecosystem. Foxconn is one of the largest ICT companies in the world. In past few decades, Foxconn has collaborated with prestigious customers in different fields to develop new technology and new products, and help customers to achieve tremendous success through in-depth industrialization experience and the continuous improvement of our execution and the delivery. We will bring years of accumulated achievement into this joint venture, including more than 20 years of experience in design and the development of smart devices, hardware and software, human-machine interface, mobile application, and the mobile internet ecosystem. Give one example. We developed the rich AI technology to satisfy the ever-changing customer demand for camera function of the smartphone. We enhanced photo taken in challenging conditions such as low light, haze, shadows, etc., offering details and aesthetic quality, and this can be a great in-copy experience enhancement. Overall, our experience and the technology will be essential for the automotive industry digitalization, and we are excited to bring them into our smart cockpit solution.
And to be concrete, how does the strategic partnership work in practical terms?
From day one of the joint venture established, we have seen fruitful results from the collaboration between Stellantis and Foxconn, especially in the day-to-day development work. I can give you some examples. First, different from the traditional development process, together we accelerate product development by adopting agile co-development in multiple projects, across cockpit software, AI, and the cloud application. That will ensure better time to market. Second, Foxconn's AI technology along with Stellantis' huge free data are combined into building an intelligent cockpit which better understand user and the external environment, that provide timely assistance during driving. The third example is design with scalability, which is very important in offering consistent user experience across multiple brands. We create a new software architecture to develop one smart cockpit platform, and the platform can be installed to all Stellantis brand vehicles, while maintaining each brand's characteristic and the distinguishing features. Most importantly, this innovative collaboration of both companies enable us to provide more benefit to our customers through better time to market and the time to value. Last but not least, by providing new services and the features by vehicle OTA, the customer satisfaction and the value of the vehicle can be maintained throughout the whole life cycle.
Thank you very much, Calvin Chih, CEO of Mobile Drive Technology, to talk about that joint venture between Foxconn and Stellantis. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marion. Wish the event a great success. Thank you.
Alors Christophe Rauturier, on a entendu cette fois dans le détail Calvin Chih de Foxconn nous évoquer en détail voilà, ce partenariat. Ce qu'il faut retenir en une phrase de cette joint venture, pardon, qui est plus qu'un partenariat.
Qu'on est dans le développement logiciel, dans l'intégration de toutes les technologies à bord. On parle d'une JV également, donc un engagement extrêmement fort de deux entreprises, qui va avoir le mérite pour nous d'être copropriétaire de toute la chaîne de valeur. Et puis pour terminer, j'ai envie de dire un partenaire qui a été un acteur clé de l'écosystème d'Apple dans la révolution du smartphone. Donc vous imaginez ce que ça peut donner dans l'univers technologique du cockpit que j'évoquais tout à l'heure. On est dans le cœur business de l'électronique grand public, avec un des acteurs peut-être pas forcément très visible de la révolution du smartphone, mais sans lui, Apple n'aurait sans doute pas atteint toutes ses ambitions.
Très clairement, évidemment. Je retiens juste un mot qui m'interpelle, propriétaire, la propriété intellectuelle, ce que vous allez développer ensemble. Stellantis aussi va conserver sa valeur? Ah
bah, tout à fait. Et, ces partenariats, ils ont un effet d'accélérateur au départ, et puis ensuite on verra ce que ça va nous permettre d'atteindre. Mobile Drive, c'est une société qui va pouvoir répondre aux appels d'offres de nos concurrents. C'est une entreprise à part entière. Bien évidemment, on va être au bord de cette société. Et puis, cette propriété intellectuelle, c'est un peu dans l'ADN des constructeurs automobiles, hein, toujours à la recherche d'innovation, d'invention pour enrichir l'expérience client au cœur de nos produits.
Vous êtes passé derrière Safran, je crois, en dépôt de brevet selon l'INPI.
Pas pour beaucoup, et puis vous l'avez vu un peu cet esprit compétition qui nous anime, donc je peux vous assurer que les équipes sont déjà à l'œuvre pour reprendre l'avance de ces 2 brevets d'écart qui nous manquent.
Hier, il y a une phrase qui m'a interpellée. J'aimerais qu'on la restitue à ceux et celles qui nous écoutent parce que ça paraît étrange. Bien, je vous crois, mais j'aimerais qu'on leur dise. Vous me dites hier, mais vous savez, depuis la joint venture, depuis que nos équipes Stellantis travaillent avec Foxconn ou AWS, c'est comme s'ils faisaient partie de la même entreprise finalement. Ça travaille et ça travaille très bien ensemble.
Ah oui, ça c'est très clair et ça a été rappelé par Osgour avec ce terme One Team. On arrive dans une séance de travail qui rassemble des équipes d'Amazon, de Stellantis, de Mobile Drive. Bien malin celui qui pourra dire qui fait partie de quelle entreprise.
À ce point
tout à fait.
Même avec les enjeux de distance, les enjeux culturels, ça communique bien.
Distance, oui, mais on a aussi des séances en physique. Il y a eu récemment un Awesome Day à Detroit entre les équipes produits Amazon et Stellantis, et où on avait cette ambiance où tout le monde est centré finalement sur comment le logiciel va permettre d'agir sur le réel, pour reprendre cette expression de Yves tout à l'heure. Je pense que c'est... moi, ça me ramène à ce qui m'a fait rentrer chez Peugeot à l'époque, il y a 30 ans, cette possibilité d'être non pas acteur de la technologie dans une entreprise de technologie, mais dans une entreprise du réel qui met des produits dans les mains de ses clients, et comment le logiciel va pouvoir permettre d'aller modifier l'expérience de ces produits-là. C'est ça qui nous motive, et c'est ça qui fait que quand on est rassemblé dans une équipe pluridisciplinaire pour développer ces logiciels, on est centré que sur un seul objectif. Finalement, c'est le client qui nous motive.
L'expérience, effectivement. Un grand merci, Christophe Rauturier, chez Stellantis, d'être venu nous expliquer en détail ce partenariat WS et cette joint venture avec Foxconn. Merci à vous. On va s'intéresser après Stellantis à une autre entreprise qui également mène sa route vers la software compagnie, c'est Michelin, avec de nouveaux invités. À tout de suite. Merci.